Today we're going to show you how to make Chinese steamed eggs. It's a staple in any Chinese household. It rounds out a meal if you don't feel like you have quite enough dishes. If you have elderly grandparents, or you're sick and you just want something sort of filling but easy on the stomach. And it's also great for baby food. So my mom used to serve it to us when we were kids, just mix it up with a little bit of rice. So I had a baby 6 months ago and he recently started solids, and we also recently found out that he is luckily not allergic to eggs. So now I'm gonna be making this steamed egg dish for him. I think it's gonna be a great way for him to enjoy eggs. It's super easy to make. You only need a few ingredients, a couple minutes, and I'll show you how to make the eggs super perfect and glassy on the top. So this recipe is really easy to remember. You don't even need to necessarily follow a recipe for it. Basically, you're gonna use 3 eggs, you're gonna put them in a measuring cup and note the volume, and then you're gonna add the same volume of water and the same volume of chicken stock. Whisk it all together. You can season it with a little bit of salt and sesame oil, and then I'm gonna pour it through a fine mesh strainer to make sure that it's nice and smooth and glassy. If that's a little fussy for you, which is I totally get in this stage of life, you can also just spoon any bubbles off of the surface, or you could just steam it, and if you don't mind bubbles, then great, that's fine. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm gonna crack 3 eggs into a bowl. These are from my parents' chickens. We have our hens laying, each one is laying about an egg a day these days. Okay, so now I'm gonna note the volume. Right here, I have exactly 2/3 of a cup. 3 eggs usually is about that, so I'm just gonna add 2/3 of a cup of water. So that'll be the 1 1/3 line. It's good. And then 2/3 of a cup of stock. It's actually perfect. It's 2 cups total of liquid. So now I'm gonna add the seasoning, which is a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sesame oil. And then I'm just gonna whisk everything together. It actually would have been, normally in the recipe, we say to beat the eggs first, and I didn't do that because I'm on camera and I got all weird and lack concentration while on camera, but this is fine too. You just have to make sure to whisk it really well. It's just easier to beat the eggs on their own before you've added all that liquid. You just want to whisk it really well and make sure that it's combined so that you don't get sort of streaks of egg white or yolk in your final product. You want everything to be super uniform. So you see those bubbles at the top? That's why we're going to pour it through the strainer so that we don't get bubbles in our final steamed egg dish. That is sort of a perfectionist-y thing, so if you don't really want to do that, that's fine. You could just pour it in and steam it as is. So I'm just pouring it through the strainer, and we're gonna get really glassy eggs after they've been steamed. Okay. Now I need to, and if there's any remaining bubbles, you can just sort of shake. So see how those bubbles got caught in the strainer? So there's still some bubbles on here, so I'm just gonna quickly pop them with my finger. There we go. Nice and smooth. So this recipe was originally published by my mom on the blog in 2015, so that's 8 years ago now, which is crazy. Wait, 9 years ago? Wild. 9 years ago. And we've developed lots of different recipes from it. So we have one on the blog that's steamed eggs with crispy pork on top. My sister did one that was like a triple steamed egg with duck egg yolks and 1,000-year-old eggs. And in the book, our cookbook, The Walks of Life, Recipes to Know and Love by a Chinese American Family, we have this version, oh, recipe notes. We have this version with ground chicken and mushrooms. So if you want to make this into a more substantial meal, you can actually just serve this as kind of a main dish and make a little like meaty relish to put on top. If you wanted to make it vegetarian, you could also do it with just mushrooms. That would be delicious also. So the steamed egg recipe is really versatile and you can make lots and lots of dishes using it. So the full recipe for this steamed egg is at the link in the description box. And if you want to grab a copy of the cookbook, we'll also leave a link there for that too.
How about I do it? It's your drill. I don't want you to drop it.
Okay, you do it. Calling in reinforcements.
No.
Take a picture.
You gonna follow me? Yes.
Here we go.
Team effort. It is hot. Careful. We actually picked the wrong dish because you can't pull that out with the steaming thingy. The claw thing.
I know, but what's nice is that you can tilt it and the thing won't come out.
So we have our steamed egg in a steamer of simmering water. The heat is on high right now, but we're only going to steam it over the heat for about 3 minutes. Then I'm going to turn the heat off and let it sit in there covered for 14 minutes, and it will be perfectly cooked.
Okay, well, Sarah went rogue
Sorry.
and robbed you all of the joy of seeing scallions go on clean egg.
Here you go. Yay.
One of the ones. All right, I'm going to use my kitchen hand. It's no big deal. Oh, look at that.
Professional.
There's such a thing.
That just means that you've lost nerve endings in your fingertips, folks. Okay, our eggs are out of the steamer and I've just sprinkled some scallions over. That's optional. You could also pour a little bit of light soy sauce on top if you like, but that's it, steamed eggs. Super simple, super tasty. Hi.